Hey guys, welcome to another video on my channel. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at this weekend's test server. So this weekend, we are testing the new robot Bulwark as well as the new robot Falcon. There's also a couple of things which I mentioned in the test server email invite. They mentioned new sound effects in battles. Now, because I'm doing live commentary here, I actually can't hear any battle sounds, background noises and stuff in the game. So I'm probably going to hear that when I edit this video. But as far as, other things which I have noticed, when I went to the menu options, I was actually going to change my name, but I think I'm going to leave it to what it is right now. But if you take a look at the button on the left side of rename, I clicked on that and I noticed that they have, different regions or at least countries here. So I thought this was kind of interesting. I'm not sure where they're going with this, but this is definitely new that I have noticed as far as this screen goes. But what I have done here was I've set up, I don't know if I can go into my profile here. You can kind of see I did kind of mess around with one of the games. But you can see in my profile, I have 5 bulwarks and I've equipped them with different weapons. Obviously, everything on the test server is level 8. And in my second hangar, I have the Falcon. So the whole point of this video is to run different builds which I feel are pretty strong for, these two robots and to kind of compare them and see if perhaps, these may be the next I want to say OP, but it's not really going to be OP in the sense of, say, like the Spectre and stuff. But are these going to be, one of the robots that we may see as, the top robots for 2018? Are we going to be seeing clans and the top players run it? That's kind of the whole point of this video. So anyways, let's get down to some games here. I'm probably going to be running 2 games. First game featuring the Bulwark, second game featuring the Falcon. So let's get started. Okay, so game number 1 we have dropped in on Shenzhen map, and this is domination mode. I actually decided to start off with my bulwarks here, and for those of you who aren't familiar with the bulwark, when you see the yellow orb in between my 2 dragoons or whatever heavy weapon I'm running, that means the ability has been activated. Now, so what is the ability actually? I might as well go over that. So the ability is I can actually block everything. So when this guy fires at me, you can see my health bar, the blue one, is getting knocked down. So I can actually block his dragoons. If they had Orkans, I can block that too. There have been cases where I've actually lost health to someone who had shock trains. Now I'm not sure if it can actually block that or if that is a bug. I'm not sure. Trying to wait for this guy to get out of stealth here. Here we go. So he has knocked my shield. Oh, whoa. He has knocked down my shield pretty much all the way down here. Now, in order to actually regenerate it, I need to deactivate this ability. So I'm deactivating it now. And you can see the orb has kind of disappeared. But my health is kind of going back up here. So that is the... This guy just dropped in here. Does he see him to the right? There we go. So you can see my blue health bar is starting to regenerate here. So I'm going to wait until it goes all the way up to the top and then I'll activate it again. So we can try to take down... I think that is actually the Falcon back there. And that was a Spectre, but I got him just, as he got into stealth there. So my last shot hit him. And we have another Spectre moving his way into the center here. There's a guy up top here. What does he have? Uh-oh, uh-oh. So what I'm doing is I'm actually trying to line up my dragoons here with that Inquisitor back there. I was able to actually hit him in stealth. So I'm gonna activate my shield now because it's fully regenerated and I can definitely benefit from that. So let's take out this Inquisitor. And let's try to knock down a Lancelot there to the left side. If I can knock down his shield or break it, I think that would be a big help. These guys are attacking this left side pretty aggressively here. Come on, switch. So you can see I'm actually blocking this guy's Scourge here. This guy needs to move out of my way. I'm gonna get roasted here. I'm gonna deactivate my shield, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can take out the Spectre up top here. Oh, that was a bit of a delay. Looked like I chopped his weapons off there at the top. His two top weapons were chopped off or knocked off. And let's see if I can get him again. Let's see if I can get him. Come on. I think this hover's gonna pay him a visit. Trying to hit this Lancelot. Okay, so his shield is now broken. And he's getting hit pretty bad here. But I've got to reload because I don't have any rounds left. One more. Okay, let me reload. We need some beacons here. We've only got one beacon. That's not good. Let's see if we can move around the side. That's one thing. The Bulwark is very, very slow. So I'm getting hit on the side. I'm going to activate my shield so I can get protection on that right flank. Now I'm going to deactivate because obviously I don't have a shield, and that will allow me to regenerate here. So we do have a hover. Let me just move to the side here. And I'm looking at the time, so I might actually ditch the spot very soon. You know what? Maybe I will make a move for the center here. I know I'm going to get knocked out, but I actually want to run the other Bulwark setups. So let me just activate the shield. Walk this Bulwark to its death. And this guy has the Redeemer. That is definitely a lot stronger. You can see how many times he's hitting me. And I finally go down. And let's take a look at... Let's do the Ember. Because I know many of you were asking me to run the Ember when I first took a look at the Bulwark. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be deadly here. So let me see if I can get this guy. Actually very effective at blocking the Ember. I don't know if you saw that, but he didn't really have much of a shield, and I was able to block quite a bit of my Ember weapons. I'm just moving to this side here, and this guy, he has obviously used up his stealth here, his hunt ability, so I was able to roast him up. And I'm going to deactivate my shield so that I can get that to regenerate. And let me see if I can try to get this guy. Man, that was a bit of a delay. Okay, so I'm gonna probably take that guy down, and this one. I'm gonna actually activate my shield here to protect me a bit, because we have that and we have shock trains. And let's see if we can try to defend this beacon with this Ember. Oh, whoa, godlike, almost. Yeah, I'm gonna get roasted. That's three Embers right there. Okay, so let's see, what are these guys running? So they are running, okay, they actually have one player there that looks like he may have actually crashed. I don't know if you saw that, but I think it might be this player here, perhaps. Yeah, he's just standing there. So you know what, it might actually be, no wait, he's moving. Maybe he was deciding what robot to choose, perhaps. I don't know what was going on. Anyways, let's run the thermite here. I'm gonna run down the left side. Actually, I shouldn't say run down the left side, because this thing is actually pretty slow. We're gonna walk, we're gonna crawl down the left side, and I'm gonna try to see if I can do some damage with this build. We only have 2 minutes left, so I might take a couple of shots, maybe even ditch this. You know what? I'm gonna go into center, because we've only got a couple of minutes here, and I do want to run the other builds too. So if I can get into center and hold it down, That would be good, because this game's actually really close. Might as well turn it into a game here. Let's fire my thermite at that guy. And we are getting the other... we're getting that beacon too. So that's good. Come on, let's see if we can hit that Fury. Oh man, I'm gonna get roasted. And they do have a Mercury going into center here. This is actually gonna be a very close game. It's now 4 vs 4. We had 4 beacons. And they are actually still winning, technically. If you look at the beacon bar. But I'm gonna try to see if I can stop this Fury. And I'm gonna try stop this Carnage too. Yep. That was a mistake. I'm not gonna go for the beacon because... we're winning here, and let's see if we can try to push maybe for their home. I actually kind of like this particular setup. It seems to do really well, close range anyways. I'm just gonna fire here so that I can get this reloaded, and I'm gonna take this guy out. And we managed to pull away with a victory. So I didn't get to run my my one Bulwark, but I actually did pretty well here. 1.3 million damage and 12 kills. Now, I just want to kind of point something out. I have run this lineup for quite a few games. This is actually the first game where I pulled off over 1 million damage. So a bit surprising here. I wasn't expecting to actually do that well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be running the Falcon lineup in game number 2. And then I'll kind of give you my evaluation of the two, maybe kind of give you a couple pointers as to, you know, what the counters could be for these robots when we do see them on the live server. Okay, so game number 2, we have dropped in on Shenzhen map once again. Actually, I think Shenzhen map is the only map that is offered on this weekend's test server. And again, domination mode. This time around, I decided to drop in with my Falcon lineup. So you guys can see how this robot performs. Just waiting to see you know, what these players have back there. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Falcon, when you are in this mode where you can only fire, you know, your one heavy weapon, you can actually block about, I think it is 66% damage dealt to you. But when you change the mode and I switch over to this mode here, I can actually fire all my weapons. But when you are in this state, I'm just going to jump back here because this Pursuer is charging us. When you are in this mode where you have access to all your 3 weapons, man, what happened to my weapons? It's like defective. I don't know, it's like slanted. That's kind of a bug. We kind of had this actually with the Doc and the Butch too, a while back. My Scourge is all like messed up here. So anyways, yeah, when you are in this mode and you can only fire one weapon, you are able to block 66% damage dealt to you. When you switch over to... Man, I'm trying to target this guy. When you switch over to your ability, like this, you can fire all 3 weapons, but you do take on more damage, but you also have the ability to jump. So you can see that I'm jumping here, but you don't have stealth like some of the other bots do. Whoa, man, that's a lot of shock trains. I just turned the corner here. Everyone and their grand is in shock trains. Guys, oh, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I saw what's going that side. I wonder if these guys are aware. So I think what I'm gonna actually do here is, because these guys are just dropping in, this might actually be Beacon Rush. Why are they all in center? You know what? I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna jump ahead here because I want to get out of you know, this particular build, and I want to try to see if I can run some of the other builds before the game ends. So this is doing quite a bit of damage to that player, but I kind of like how they've balanced out the spot, and I think they kind of have the right idea. I'm not sure if it's too weak. Like I said, you know, I've actually run a couple of games now with the Falcon, and it hasn't really performed that well for me. There have been cases where, yeah, you can do a lot of damage, but you also go down very quickly. Just trying to knock down that guy's shield there. And I don't think you can actually jump on the roof. I'm not entirely sure. But let's see if I can lock onto this player. And then what I may do is I may switch over to my ability. This guy's actually pretty close here. I don't want to get the beacon because I just want the game to last, so that's why I didn't get it. See up top here, I'm trying to see where he is. I'm gonna switch, and then I'm gonna try see if I can actually get him by jumping. Oh, I saw some of his weapons pop off. Yeah, so he did take quite a bit of damage there. And I didn't get that beacon. I just left it there. Maybe he'll drop back down and get it if he's still alive. So I activated my ability here so I can actually fire all my weapons, but you can see that I'm actually taking on a lot of damage here. And he activated his ability, but then he jumped. And whoa, gotta watch out for this player here. Trying to actually wear him down as much as possible, while keeping, you know, this mode on, because otherwise when I switch over I'm actually going to lose the ability to block some of that damage which is being dealt to me. But let's drop in here with the thermite and the vortex. Let's see if we can get some shots in on this player. I'm gonna fire singles like this in the hopes that I can actually hit that player. So when I'm in this mode and this guy fires at me, I can block 66% of the damage dealt to me, so I kind of like that. I don't know what happened to that player. I didn't even know. Oh, you know what happened? I think someone on my team might have fired at this player here. Yep. I think they fired at that Balkazari, and when they did, it bounced off him and it hit the Spectre. So right now, we only have 3 players. They have 4. This is going to be interesting. Maybe I should have actually got that beacon there. I'm gonna try see if I can roast up this player here. And I don't want to change to the other mode here. I know I need the Terrans, but if I do that, you got to keep in mind I can't actually block that damage. So I'm trying to see if I can maybe take out this guy first. And maybe this guy, I don't want to switch because otherwise I'm gonna lose that ability to block damage. And my last build here with the Redeemer and the Scourge. Trying to see if I can block this guy a bit. This is actually not a bad build. I kind of like this build. So you have the Redeemer and you combine it with 2 Scourge. I kind of like this mode actually, or at least this build. I'm gonna move over to the right side here. It's 2 versus 3. This game's very close, and we probably want some beacons here because otherwise we're gonna end up losing. I'm just looking to see the speed of the Falcon when you are in this mode. And you have that jump, so you don't actually have increased speed or anything. You just have the ability to fire all your weapons, and the downside to that is that you actually take on more damage too. So I'm trying to see if I can take out this Kumio here. And now I'm going to switch over because this guy's pretty close and I can use the Scourge to lock onto him and burn him up. Oh, maybe even these guys too. I just realized, so it's me versus it's me versus 3. Trying to see if I can block this guy. And one thing that I've got to be careful of here is switching like that, because obviously when you switch, you get you don't block 66% damage, but then you can fire all your weapons. So maybe I should have actually switched earlier. But anyways, that was a pretty good game. I ran through all of my Falcon builds, and let's take a look to see how much damage we actually dealt in this game. So not as much as the Bulwark game, but 902,000, pretty decent. And yeah, so let me just go back to the hangar here so that you guys can see maybe a description, of this robot, because I don't think I covered that. So this is the description for the Falcon robot. So Fangs Out is the ability, and if you want, you can just pause your screen or your the video rather, and read up on this. I'm going to switch over to the Bulwark as well. So this is the Bulwark. And then we can talk about, where do I see this in terms of the current meta? So I've run quite a few games now, with the Bulwark and the Falcon, and I didn't really find them too overpowering. In fact, I actually think we might still see a meta with, Balkazaris, the Spectre, especially the Inquisitor, and the Fury is debatable, because I actually did a pretty good job in terms of taking out Furies with the Bulwark. So we might see some players kind of divert away from the Fury and maybe go towards the Butch or the Bulwark in this case. I think that's what we may potentially see. But yeah, in terms of what actually took me out the most, so in terms of counters, so when I was running the Bulwark, I was even taken out by a Spectre Storm, a Pursuer Gust. Some players were actually even using the Haechi with Orkans and dashing inside, and I couldn't defend myself. Obviously, you don't have the speed, you don't have stealth, you don't even have jump to defend yourself. So I actually found that the Bulwark went down pretty quickly. In terms of the Falcon robot, it originally had 3 heavy weapons, and that has kind of been reduced down to 1 heavy and 2 mediums, which is quite a significant change in terms of this robot. And I'm kind of wondering, if it's maybe a little bit too weak. I like the fact that, it can block 66% damage, and, when it is in that mode, the normal mode, it can only fire 1 heavy. But when you switch to Fangs Out, you can fire all your weapons, but if you do that, you will take on, full damage. So I kind of like where they're going with that and how that could affect, future development of, future robots in the game. So I kind of like where they're going with that, but I'm kind of wondering if maybe it's a little bit too weak. In the comment section below, let me know your thoughts, on the Bulwark and the Falcon. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.